Today, I have the opportunity to share with you another incredible opportunity. This opportunity has the potential to save 20,000 lives in the United States every single year. If you're a contractor, you need to listen to every single word that is going to be shared in this episode, where we can talk about how you can improve your bottom line by adding this incredible service to your portfolio. So Jeff, you're out selling this product that some people might think is crazy.
You're true. You're right there. Yeah,
So
I get that often.
So tell me, like, what is this radon stuff? I mean, frankly, like, never heard of it until a little bit ago.
Well, at home, sometimes they say that I invented it. Right? This invisible gas.
Is it snake oil or what? What are we talking about?
We've been called snake oil salesmen as well. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, you did start off in car sales.
Nice tie-in. I like that. Yeah, it's true. I felt like I was going up the ladder a little bit, right? Car sales, real estate, and then I just went to snake oil. So I don't know. Took a side turn.
So no, but it is a serious issue. We're talking about 16% of actual lung cancer is being caused by this. So tell me more.
You're as surprised as I was when I learned about it, right? It's an amazing thing. It's invisible, so that's the snake oil. That's where that comes in. Yeah. It's an invisible radioactive gas that's natural. It's in the ground everywhere.
Can't smell it.
Can't smell it. Can't taste it. Nothing.
All right.
You can only test for it.
Okay.
You have to use a tester, and then you send that test away to the lab.
Sounds a lot like carbon monoxide had they not added a thing to make it be able to smell.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
Interesting.
But radon kills a lot more people than carbon monoxide.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You kidding me?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Numbers are huge. So, like you said, 16% of all lung cancer is caused by radon gas, and that's in the world. That's it's a stat by a bunch of different of the scientists all over the world. And
so, why aren't more home service companies offering this?
I think it's a lack of knowledge and unknown. It's an unknown. When I talk to people about it, there's a lot of the population, if they're doctors or if they're contractors or if they're school teachers, that don't know about it. It doesn't really matter what they do. I've taught many doctors about radon that are cancer doctors, but they didn't know anything about it. Right. So
what you tell me, I mean, it's frankly, these are the kind of industries I love, where it isn't a demand-based service, because like most home service companies are in the demand space, right? Toilets leaking, call a plumber. HVAC ain't working, call a technician, right? Like boom, 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 boom. And the demand stuff, the problem with that obviously is that the price keeps getting driven lower and lower. There's a cheap guy down the street that's willing to do it for X, Y, and Z. Right. I need it now, let's go. Versus these educational type products that are actually real, right? Like that we're dealing with the consequences, but we don't know it.
Right, exactly.
Which is in my book, I love that stuff, right? Like that's why I love the solar industry, because a lot of people didn't realize like they had a choice outside of just paying their electric bill every single month. They didn't realize the pain that they're in currently, which I would say is akin to what you're speaking to, right?
Yeah, yes,
people don't know they're dealing with it.
Most definitely. It's exciting for me to be able to educate. It goes right back to my why of teaching and serving. I can teach people about this thing that's an unknown that they didn't know about, that could be causing them harm, them and their family, and they didn't know.
Can you explain what radon is?
Yeah, sure. No problem. Let's go right back to the beginning.
Go back to the beginning. It's important.
So radon is a radioactive gas.
How's it created?
And it's created by the breakdown of uranium in the ground. So wherever there's uranium in the earth, that uranium is breaking down radioactively.
Are there certain places in the world that have more uranium than others?
Yes, most definitely. Yeah, okay. It depends on where it is. Now, 3% of the Earth's crust is made up of uranium. And then that's spread, like you said, different areas. Now, North America are one of those areas, that has a lot of uranium in the ground.
What is uranium? Isn't uranium used for like radioactive, like?
Yeah, most definitely. There's mines for uranium, right? So you can mine uranium. I've been asked a lot of times, can we do anything with radon? I haven't figured that out, other than get it outside, right?
So you're telling me that radon is the byproduct of uranium?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, it's one of the byproducts. It actually forms a bunch of different metals, and then at one point it turns into a gas.
And why is it so bad for us?
Well, because like we said, it's invisible. You can't see it, smell it, taste it, so you don't know it's there. But we breathe it in. So what happens is when it comes outside in your front yard and goes out into the atmosphere, it doesn't hurt you. It's in the atmosphere.
Dissipates.
But when it gets stuck under your house, right? When you build a house and you put a big concrete slab down on the floor, you just stopped radon from coming out of the ground. So it builds up under that house. And then
can I just say how cool it is the way you say house? You know, I was out and about the house. So clearly you're not from the U.S.
Correct. How did you know?
And you're like the president of this like association, right? The radons in Canada.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I've been involved in organized radon for 9 years now.
All right. Sorry, I took you. I take you away from it. So you built the house on here.
You built the house.
All right.
And your concrete slab is stopping it, right? Okay. It's like a cap on the earth, so the radon can't get out.
Got it.
Then you build your house and you make it every time I say that now.
I'm sorry.
Now you sound Canadian. I'm sorry. So when you build that house and you make it nice and tight and the walls are insulated and vapor buried, and we're in Canada, so we need to make them tight and insulated.
Yep.
As you guys do here as well. So when you make that nice and tight, heat, and then you introduce heat, right? What does heat do in the air? It rises.
Right.
So as heat goes up in your house, it creates a positive air pressure upstairs and a negative air pressure in the lowest level. So slab or basement, doesn't matter. But it's a negative air pressure right there.
What does that mean? It's sucking stuff up?
Exactly right. Your house is like a vacuum cleaner on the air. It sucks in humidity. It's why we need dehumidifiers in basements sometimes. It follows the same pathway.
Got it.
So it's coming in through your sump pit. It's coming in around your plumbing pipes. The cold joint between the concrete floor and the concrete wall, that little gap, that's where the radon's all being sucked in. But the problem is we can't see it.
So is this mainly an issue with newer homes or older homes?
I get that question all the time.
Yeah.
So it's a geological lottery.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter how old the house is. It matters what ground it's sitting on.
But I mean, older homes are less airtight, windows, those type of things. So probably less of an issue.
Most definitely. Because you have dilution, right?
Yep.
Natural dilution coming in through those. And as we...
So high electric bill, no radon. You're feeling good.
I wouldn't say no, because you can still get some crazy high levels, right? But lower than it would be.
Got it.
Here's the problem. When we start renovating our homes and making them more energy efficient, which is a good thing, right? Sure. We're saving on energy, we're saving on costs. But when you do that, you actually increase the radon, because now that stack effect with the heat rising is tighter. Like you said, there's no more dilution there, right?
Hey guys, it's Chris. If you're finding value in what you're hearing, go ahead and like and subscribe. That way people just like you can find this content for free here on YouTube. Now let's dive back in the show.
We talked about this. Obviously, you own a window company too separately, but I used to have single pane windows in my 1950s house. The suction, the air could escape from the non-tightness of the windows. But when I put high efficiency windows in, I felt no dissolution,
which is what you wanted, right?
Phenomenal for the window, but the radon has nowhere to go.
Exactly.
Which is why this is such an important thing, as we have introduced high efficiency systems, much more insulated homes. The radon gas cannot escape.
Exactly.
So you're just living it and breathing it.
You're living it and breathing it. And when I've been into many homes that have really high levels of radon, like extremely high, and when you breathe the air, you don't know.
Right.
It's no different than mine in your house, right?
So when we talk about 20,000 Americans that are dying a year from radon, is it all associated with cancer, or are there other things that radon shows up in your health?
That's a great question, and it's one we get fairly often. The studies have all been done on the lung cancer. It's really the lung cancer. We have feelings about what else could be causing it, or what else it could be causing. We don't know until we start really fixing it on a large scale. But we will see lung cancer rates reduce as we test and mitigate homes.
So really, I mean, it's a minimum of 20,000 Americans are dying per year. Like that's just associated. That's just associated with cancer. We have no idea the other ways that it's impacting our health and showing it up in our energy and those type of things.
That's right. There's more studies being done now that are seeing correlations. We're not yet ready to say causation. But the correlations with some other pretty serious illnesses.
So does it work that when you're breathing in the radon, then something in the radon gas changes some chemistry in your lungs, and then that's what causes cancer?
Sort of. I'll explain it. So radioactive, and I've learned a lot about radioactivity. Before it was all in comic books, right? That's all we knew about radioactivity, and your skin's melting, right? That's
or radioactive and you become a superhero.
Well,
it's both ways.
Those are the better comics right there. So when when radon, or anything radioactive, when it radioactively disintegrates, it breaks down and forms the next thing. It's kind of cool. Radon actually is not the thing that hurts you. Radon's a sexier word. But radon, when it breaks down and goes through its disintegration, it turns back into a metal, polonium or bismuth. They're just way harder to spell and they're not that sexy. So we talk about radon, and they're harder to test. But those little microscopic pieces of metal, if they're floating around in the air and you breathe them in, they'll tend to get lodged in your lung. And they go through their disintegration and break down to lead, radioactive lead after that. And if they're stuck in your lung and they disintegrate, that the energy that gets shot out when the radioactive disintegration happens, if that damages your cell, that cell replicates and is cancer.
Okay, so
wow.
Sounds very technical, and I probably will never understand it. But let's ask the question that all the home service guys are wondering: what's the average ticket?
Yeah.
What's in it for me? How do I go? And so, like, what are you seeing for, like, when you identify, hey, this home needs it? What are you doing for that home?
Great questions. There's a bunch of them there, and I'll unpack them. So what we do first is we have to measure how hard your house is sucking on the ground when we're fixing it. So I'll go there first, right? So you have to measure that with micromanometers, and then you figure out how can I get the radon from coming into the house. I want to get it out. Yeah. So we suck under the floor. We're going to core drill down through the floor, and we're going to make sure air is moving underneath.
So what's happening when you're sitting on a slab? You're just going to drill through their floor?
Correct. Yeah.
Where?
Well, wherever they'll let us.
I mean, we're talking in the garage. We're talking what?
We're going to try to stick in the mechanical room, of course.
Okay, right? So what happens if you're not built on a slab? You're built on like a crawl space. Is my house an issue? Is my house an issue?
It's still an issue.
Okay.
And you don't have a concrete floor to stop it in a crawl space with a dirt floor, right? Let's say. Well, there's nothing to stop it. So it's actually, that stack effect is sucking more radon in. Okay. So you have higher chances it's worse.
Right, cool.
And the fix means that now I have to install a complete airtight air barrier on the floor, thick plastic. And then we suck underneath that plastic instead of underneath the floor.
Okay.
So we have to install a barrier and then suck underneath that. So it gets to be more expensive, and our guys don't like crawling.
So this is just a test. You're going and drilling in on their slab.
No. Testing is simple.
Right,
testing
tell me the test.
Testing is really easy. So in the States and Canada, there's different regulations, of course. Yep. Right. So in the States, you can test for 48 hours. You put a tester in your home, 48 hours later, send it to the lab, and then they'll get your results.
There's no instant results. I can't walk in with a little... No.
Because radon is dynamic.
Yeah, it's dynamic.
It depends on the weather and temperature.
It's all over the place, right? And it's coming in, breaking down, coming in, breaking down. So it goes up and down every hour.
Okay.
And we can see that. And really, in Canada, we say we have to test for 90 days, not 2. So we're way
90?
worse. Oh, yeah. You want to wait 90 days.
That's the regulation?
Yeah,
if I want to sell something to a customer, I got to wait 90 days?
In Canada, the
oh my gosh, another reason why I don't live in Canada.
It's cold up there, too.
Oh my gosh. So what about here in the U.S.?
It's 48 hours.
48.
You do a 48-hour test.
Man.
Here's the problem. Here's the only problem. We found that when you test in the summertime, when the heat's not on, and you only test for 48 hours, you might get a low level, and it's high in the winter. So in Canada, we test 90 days in the winter. Here, it's different. But there's different regulations for each state. So I think there's about 30 or 32 states that have regulation for radon testing, mitigation.
Interesting.
But really, the testing is fairly inexpensive. You can do it yourself. And now, in the last 3 or 4 years, they've come out with these digital radon monitors.
Right.
So now you can put one in your house.
Yeah.
You got to wait 24 hours, and then it's going to show you a number.
One of the things I love about the radon test kits the most is that it's objective. It's not like you might need this or this happens. It's like, hey, if you test for radon and you have high levels of radon, the logical conclusion is radon mitigation.
Exactly.
Is there a chance that I could like show no radon for a year and then all of a sudden radon starts pumping up into my house? I mean, does that happen?
That can happen if you're using the short-term test in that wrong season, right? Okay. That can happen, but typically no. Typically, we say that if you test, then test every 5 years. If it wasn't high, let's say, right? Test every 5 years or after a major renovation, especially energy efficiency ones.
Are there any like thermostats or whatnot that have this tester built in?
Not yet.
Why?
Well, I'm sure there's people
Oh
talking
my
about
God.
it. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you haven't, like, who's the guy out there? Get it done.
Yeah,
Shoot.
I know a couple of those guys that are talking to some people for sure.
Like, seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Good night.
Well, the digital monitors I was telling you about, those digital monitors, they'll show you a level and then you just keep watching it.
So
My
how
advice is-
much? How much do I charge a homeowner to go and do this service?
Testing is cheap, but the mitigation is where the dollars are.
Okay.
Right. So the testing is like your loss leader,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like we do testing for free at times, whatever, right?
Free.
Why not give out testers?
Yeah.
Because the
How
test
much
kits
is
are
how
free
much
too.
is a tester cost?
So retail, okay,
What?
50, 60 bucks.
Wholesale.
Yeah. Right.
What? How much
So
am I paying as the dealer?
You're going to pay half of that probably.
$25.
I would think so.
So if I'm giving
If
some
you buy
away,
them in bulk, you know what I mean, right?
okay. So if I'm paying 20, and we're talking CAD or USD.
Good question. So
Yeah.
I'm talking CAD in my
Oh,
head, right?
CAD
So that's like
25. That's
so
like
it's almost
$6
free.
bucks.
Yeah.
Pretty much free.
It's cheap. Oh my god.
Testing is not that expensive.
All right, yeah, we're giving that crap away for free. All right, good. All right, always good to know. Okay, so we're talking about, so like 15, 20 bucks that I can go and I can give a test away for free. What am I charging the customer? What's my cost actually? Because,
So your cost,
not everybody charges the right way.
No, exactly. And it really depends on your business model.
Okay.
Right now, what I'm seeing in the States is a lot of the radon business is geared around real estate transactions, right? Because they see that as a great time to have a test. They do the 48-hour test.
Sure.
But what happens with the pricing in a real estate transaction, from my experience, is that the seller is now having to fix that to stamp the deal as good. Well, the seller doesn't care about value, right? It's hard to sell the.
So wait,
the
are
value.
they doing
That's happening.
radon testing in real estate? But is it required?
There are some states that it's required.
Which states?
I know Maryland is one of them.
Really?
My spot in New York had it.
Yeah, yours.
in
Minnesota,
Minnesota,
Massachusetts has a
California.
lot as well. So
Every transaction requires a radon test.
in some states, not a lot.
I mean, in these states.
yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's when usually it's getting fixed.
Right, but if you're fixing it for the seller, you're going to have a downward pressure on your price because the seller is moving out and they just have to have it fixed.
Yep.
I like the education part, right? Like we said earlier. So I like to educate outside of a real estate transaction.
Absolutely.
Then you're dealing with the homeowner who's conscious about their health. They have got young kids, they got grandkids, they work out in the basement, and they want to make sure they're safe.
Right.
So dealing with them, then you can really talk about putting that better fan in.
So
you know what I mean? And
So for that, I mean, we're talking about what we can charge them, but what are we putting a product in? Is it just plastic? Is it labor? Like, how am I fixing this radon issue?
Great question. We didn't answer the pricing thing yet.
Yeah,
but
we'll get to the
that
price.
next.
I just want to know, like, what
does it look like?
Yeah, what does a fix look
Yeah,
like?
I just go in and wave a wand and then I walk out. And give me a couple of grand.
So it is snake oil.
It is snake oil. Yeah.
It is. I knew it. Just joking.
No, I'm joking too. So remember that the house is sucking on the ground,
Okay.
right? So I measure how hard the house is sucking on the ground,
Yes.
and then I want to reverse the air pressure differential. I want to make it so the house isn't sucking on the ground. So I start sucking under the floor a little bit harder than the house is sucking, and then I say,
That's 5 times with that sound.
Keep saying sucking. I have to.
I'm gonna say it. And then we spit it outside. So we actually just we redirect the radon. We're not getting rid of it. We can't get rid of it. And then what we install is 4-inch PVC pipe and an inline radon fan, and then vent it to the outside.
So what you're telling me is it's the majority labor.
Correct.
Okay. And plastic, like what is a typical
Plastic PVC
and
fan.
PVC
You get
fan?
Schedule 40
Yep.
PVC pipe, right?
Okay.
You need the thick wall stuff.
Yep.
You don't want that radiation coming into
Yep.
the house.
Yep.
And in the States, the fan goes on the outside, and you have to have an electrical disconnect there for the fan on the outside, weatherproof, of course. And then in the States, you have to vent it up above the roof line. Okay, it's a little different that way. In Canada, we vent it right at the rim joist.
This sounds like a product of how much is your life worth?
Exactly.
80, 90% gross margin all day.
Yeah, you're 60 for sure.
Wow, 60 if you're a wuss. Come on.
So if you're doing it in the wuss way, the average ticket is between $1,500 to $3,500.
Yes,
Depending on the
CAD?
That's
USD.
That's USD.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So
I have
6,000.
spoken to some mitigators, like the ones that are doing it in the real estate transaction. They're down under that $2,000 number, but it shouldn't be there.
How much is your life worth?
$6,000 at least.
Oh yeah, exactly.
$6,000. I mean, this is a life insurance policy here.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, what do life insurance policies sell? That is, that is thin air. But we're just thinning out the air here.
Yeah, and I'm going to put some pipes in, so there's something in there when I'm done. There's not just magic wand.
Right.
Yeah.
We got
And then we have to test it. So we test after we fix it to prove that we fixed it.
Oh, I love it.
And man, when you reduce it, you can reduce it by 90 to 99%. So now you're taking that lung cancer risk and just chopping it right down.
Dude,
And then
I am opening a radon shop tomorrow.
And then you have the monitors to monitor the radon in and out. Yeah.
Pardon me?
Then you have also on the fan the monitor that tells you
so
what the radon levels are.
Different states have different regulations. At home in Canada, we just have a visual monitor. It's like a YouTube manometer. It just shows the fans operating. Here in the States, a lot of them are requiring an audible one now as well, and you can add that as an option. So there's an audible alarm. If the fan happens to turn off, it'll tell you. It's not testing the radon levels.
Yeah.
It's just the operating of the fan.
Right.
But we now have digital monitors. What I'm introducing now in Canada, and it's available in the States, a company called EcoSense. It's an EcoGuard, and you can put that in the house. There's no screen on it, and I can remotely monitor my customers' radon levels. So if they ever go up, I'm Johnny on the spot. I can guarantee the fix. It's a nice recurring revenue model.
Right.
And then you tie that in with your maintenance plan. Right?
Like the membership.
Exactly.
Yeah. The thing that I love about this is that it's testable, it's verifiable, it's objective.
Yeah.
It has a very good average ticket, and any trade shop can do it.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. It's just about, hey, I'm at your house. A lot of these houses in this area have radon. I'd love to put a test here for the next 48 hours. They could roll it into the financing that they're doing.
I'm over here calculating the monthly payment, what we're going to get this thing done for, So here we are. Of course, we're going to charge at least $5,000 for this type of service. We're going to roll it in on our average, 10-year loan that we're doing for HVAC or whatnot. And 10 years, 899, we'll get that. I mean, is $63 a month worth of your life?
Really?
I mean,
yeah, that's easy.
That's an easy. I mean, dude, I pay more for home security, and that's just peace of mind.
Exactly.
So I mean, that's a simple sale.
It's not that complicated. Once you can educate, and we try to educate not on fear, but you have to talk about the fear, because there's, like we said, there's 21,000 people every year, Americans. That's 21,000 Americans dying every year from a preventable cancer. Right. So if we tested every house and building, it's not just houses, right? Anything that's in contact with the earth. If we test every building and house and mitigate all the ones, we get to my goal of reducing lung cancer by 15%.
I love it.
And I just undershot it. 16% is caused by lung cancer.
Yeah.
But I like that wow effect.
You'll leave that 1% for someone else.
Well, it's not for me. This is not my goal personally.
I love
this
it.
is for
That's
everyone.
great. I love it.
And that's why I'm here.
Right.
You guys are going to help me get to my goal.
I love it.
By talking to your contractors about this. Right?
That's right.
And then I'm just going to have my small little part in it.
Oh,
it's fun.
Yeah, it seems like a beautiful add-on. How many hours does the typical home take from a labor standpoint? Because, I mean, frankly, as a contractor, one of my biggest concerns isn't necessarily can I add additional services, is what does that additional service take away from my other services that I offer, right? And so it just, that opportunity cost. So what is the average?
Like everything, like all jobs, there's the easy ones and the hard ones, right? Yep. And sometimes we don't know until we get in there.
Yep.
But for your typical radon mitigation job, I'm going to say 90% of them, it's a one-day deal.
Okay.
We send 2 guys, when I start.
2 guys one day?
Yeah. You could probably do it 1 guy, but 2 guys is safer, and it's especially in the States where you're going up the side of the house.
And no skilled labor required, right? Like
there's certification.
Okay,
there's certification, and like I said, I think there's 30 or so states that have certain certification requirements, but it's not a big bear. It's not a bad barrier.
We're talking testing. What do you have to do to be certified?
You take a course, pass the test. Exam. It's not a long process.
Every laborer involved has to do it.
It depends on the state.
But right?
I would say you have to have 1 guy on the site that's a certified mitigator. That's the best practice, and then a helper. Really
interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. And sometimes my guys, we pay them performance pay, and sometimes my guys are done at noon, and they made their money for the day. It's hard to schedule to a day unless you're really in your regional area. You start knowing your housing stock and what's under the slabs.
Yep.
Right. If they're all gravel and it's nice and easy, you could probably get to a point of 2 a day.
If it's dirt, it's harder.
Yeah. If it's dirt or sand, now you have to have other tools.
Are there guys that have scaled large businesses only offering this service?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like what's the biggest out there? Like what kind of possibility are we talking about here?
There's a radon company in the States that's in 10 or 20 states already.
And what kind of rev are they doing? Any idea?
I don't know.
No idea.
No, I don't know myself.
Yeah. I always like to see, okay, hey, what in the market, who's doing it the best.
Yep.
At least that is possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And so that would be interesting to find out. Who do you see adding this type of service to their product offering? Or are you seeing guys that are just like only radon providers?
Right now, we're seeing just only radon providers, but I can see the future of what this is going to be.
So this isn't currently being added on as like HVAC for electrical, none of this.
A few guys, right? Once in a while, you'll see it, but not like the big companies coming in and adding it as a service. And that vertical you could add, I mean, those contractors have a database. The database is the gold mine, right? So now you're not going to real estate transactions.
Right.
Now you're going to your database of people that love you. They've already dealt with you.
You're there on membership plans, and it's just, can we test for radon?
You're testing for free or little to nothing.
Right.
Hey, and then now you have...
We're here for your yearly checkup on your system included. We're doing this radon test. Here you go. Interesting.
And the upsell is like in the for HVAC world, the IAQ system.
Right.
Now the IAQ system is a natural parallel offer to any new system, repair, replace that you're putting in.
Exactly.
Radon is going to be, I mean, I believe it fully, Mickey. I believe it fully. It's an easy upsell for the homeowner. The second piece is that the industry of radon is where the trades were in the 90s. It's a guy in a truck that doesn't know about the sales processes. He doesn't have sophisticated systems.
He's the guy probably doing the labor.
He's doing the labor, selling it himself.
He's doing it all. Yeah.
And so just adding software, just adding sales systems, the SOPs, and the most important thing, which is the education for demand. Exactly. The marketing play for this is going to be huge because all homeowners have a vested interest in keeping themselves safe and their family safe. And this is a way to do that.
Levi, I need you to put this down behind the camera and mark my words. We will own the largest radon provider in the United States. We will have 600 locations. Put it down.
Nice.
Sounds awesome. I'm all about education-based marketing. Education-based marketing is the easiest way to make a crap ton of money.
Yeah, definitely.
So
you've got regulation too, right? Some regulation in some states.
Give me some regulation and education, and we feeling good.
Isn't it true, Jeff, that in some states, I don't know in the States, but in Canada, don't you have to? Like when we did the job together in New Brunswick,
most definitely,
that was a requirement to mitigate
for
radon. New construction when we did it together.
Even talk about that, but great point, Trent. Yeah, in Canada, it's been in the National Building Code of Canada since 2010.
Really?
So since 2015.
So it's not snake oil.
It's not snake oil.
Oh, okay.
Or we convinced those guys too. I guess whatever. Might be. And there's states that require radon undergrounds, like rough-ins, right? So they got to put the pipes under the floor to collect it.
Yeah.
In Canada, next year, we're going to be putting the pipe right up through the roof. Some states have that as well. Like
so in a new construction, you'll rough it into the foundation where it's automatically getting piped out.
Not piped out, but it's like a radon ready system, right? So they'll put collector pipes under the slab.
Got it.
And a stub pipe with a cap.
Okay.
That's typically where they start. It's not fixing radon.
Okay.
But then easier to connect to when the radon guy comes in.
Okay. He comes in with the fan.
Yeah, he doesn't have to core drill now. He just comes on, hooks on, if it's done right.
Okay.
But that's an opportunity for a radon company as well.
Okay.
They've been put in by plumbers in the past that don't really understand or haven't been educated on radon, so that they're not being put in 100% right.
So back to the process. When there is a slab and you have to drill through it, are you drilling only in one spot or are you drilling in multiple spots?
We start with one, right? We start with as least invasive work as possible. So we start with one 5-inch hole, and then we have to drill little 1/4-inch holes in the other corners, just 1/4 inch.
To create the vacuum.
Corner
1/4 inch.
Corner of inside the home?
Correct.
So I'm pulling back carpet,
That's easier, than the tile.
Yeah, tile.
But tile, it's a 1/4 inch, so you go right in the grout line. You can do that. Be careful, don't crack a tile. We do it sometimes.
And I'm just drilling.
1/4 inch hole down through the floor. We put a tube down below, and then we're measuring the air pressure, sub-slab. And we turn our fan on, and it's called pressure field extension diagnostics. Now, that's mandatory in Canada, and it's not mandatory in the States. It's like advanced radon mitigation in the States, but are basic in Canada. And that's really what I would love to teach the guys that are adding this, because then you're coming in as the best of the best.
What percentage of homeowners are pissed off when they learn what has to be done?
Not that many, really.
Really?
Because we can explain it to them. When we leave, you drill a little hole and you can.
What about my wood floor? What are you doing to my wood floor?
Yeah, I'm going to ask your wife where I can drill first, right? First. But we can go in a closet, in behind a door, right?
Yeah. But it's not the corner. But if it's not in the corner, like my corners, there's no closets.
I know that. It doesn't have to be the corner. That's in a perfect world. I'm testing in the corners.
Okay.
Right.
But luckily, I'm not on a slab. I have a crawl space, so we're chill.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
or are you going to have to go and put all kinds of plastic through?
I am going to have to put a real thick vapor barrier down, sealed right up, and suck under that. And that
so
bill's going to be more money.
It's way more expensive, which means more markup.
More markup, more money, more profit.
More labor.
All right, we are only hitting crawl spaces. It's going to be fantastic.
I'm going to come do yours first, and then we'll show you how to do it. I'll come do yours.
All right, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. So you said mapping radon off air. We talked about like one thing you're doing is you're going to try and find out where radon actually exists. How do I do that as a business owner? Where do I find out the hot pockets?
So there's some mapping that exists out there. Most people want to look at mapping to make sure their house is not in a level that's high.
So it's like google.com/radon or something.
Exactly.
Google Maps.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's an association.
There is an actual like worldwide map that you can say this is a hot spot.
No, only certain states have it. Certain states will have a good mapping and some don't have any mapping at all.
So if there isn't mapping, it's just testing.
Well, and the mapping, you shouldn't use the mapping. Where it says it's low, there's less than 9% of the population that have tested. So you're using mapping based on 9% information.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
So this is done by residential tests that have been done.
Correct.
Not like some like agency that knows where all the radon is.
Well, they use that, and they also will use uranium deposits.
Okay.
So it's a radon potential map. Like there's a good one in Canada, radon potential map, but that's based on the uranium in the ground. So if it shows that it's low chances, it doesn't mean there's no chance. It means there's low chance. So testing is the best way.
I'm going to see what ChatGPT has to say about our location. But
this is like discovering America.
Yeah.
It's like this is uncharted territory, not that much testing. We're getting on a boat and going, but we know something's great on the other side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I want to get back to the question you asked about how do you know where the radon is, right?
Right.
Well, as a contractor, okay, so we're talking about contractors adding this as a vertical right now, right? That's where my mindset is. Well, you have a database of clients. Test all their houses for free and find out where the radon is. Now you know more than anyone else. So as a radon contractor in Canada, I know where the higher levels of radon are, and then I can focus on those areas. Right? So you're creating your own demand, and it's outside of a real estate transaction, right? So you can sell that value and those memberships.
Got it. So I'm pulling up the old ChatGPT here, and
there's some in Washington.
Yeah, so it's saying the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, says that action needs to be taken at a 4.0 pico. What is that?
Picocuries per liter.
Picocuries per liter. Never heard that word in my life.
No, for sure.
All right, and it says EPA also says there's no completely safe level of radon.
That's correct.
Okay.
0 is safe. It doesn't exist.
Okay. Got it. So you should fix it if it's between 2 and 4. And it says the average indoor radon concentration in the U.S. is currently at 1.3. And outdoor air is typically 0.4.
Exactly. So there's no 0.
Okay, so there's no 0. Some organizations suggest a lower threshold for action. So they actually, instead of saying that you need to take action at 4, they say all the way down to like 2.7 or whatnot.
Yeah, 4 is the action level, but it's not a safe level.
Got it.
Right.
Yeah,
so as you're approaching 4, like, why not fix it? In Europe, they use a number lower. Like, that's why they're saying the 2 is the lower number. Some countries in Europe will use that as their action level. In Canada, of course, we have to use a different measurement unit from you guys. So your 4 is equal to our 147, and we set our number at 200. So our number is even higher than yours.
Is there lifetime warranties on the fan?
There's a 5-year warranty on the fan.
5-year warranty on the fan.
Most of the good fans are 5-year warranty. You have to have a minimum of a 3-year warranty for it to be a radon fan.
And then what's the average lifespan of a good fan?
We've seen some fans, like anything, that will last a long time. Now, we've been doing it for 10 years, so we have fans that are still running out there, right? But we also see fans, the bearings go, whatever. Stuff happens with a mechanical fan.
What's the replacement on the fan?
The cost of the fan, there's a wide variety of fans, right? So you can start from $100 fan. I'm talking about cost here, not on the retail side. $100 fan to a $500 fan.
Got
right?
it.
And the reason I like the value sell is because I'm selling that $500 fan because I can adjust it.
How many do-it-yourselfers are out there? They're like, yo, I got radon, I'm doing it myself.
There's a few of those. Like, they're everywhere, right? So you're going to see some of those. But really, when you're dealing with radioactive gas, and is your wife really going to want you to fix the lung cancer in the house? You know what I mean? So
love it.
And
are you certified, sir?
It creates more work for us because a lot of times when they do that, they actually increase the radon because they're not sure what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then we got to go in and fix it.
Are you familiar with the zones in the United States, like zone 1,
Heating
2?
zones, you mean,
well, it just says zone, right? Or it says Pasco, which is in Bennett County.
Yeah.
The EPA map show a moderate potential for elevated radon, and then it says parentheses zone 2.
Zone 2. So
what does that mean?
I'm not sure on that. That's the American side, and I don't know where they qualified those, but it's going to be in the mid range. So
dang Americans with their inches and gallons
I get inches.
and miles.
Miles, it's a different deal. Yeah.
Right, you guys do inches and feet,
yeah, man.
but then you do kilometers
And pounds for my weight.
How does that work?
We're like hybrids.
Oh yeah, Junior America, if you will.
I don't know. No, let's not go there now.
Come on, you guys have less population than California.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but we got a lot bigger country.
Oh, yeah, it's true. A lot more radon.
Lot more radon. That's why I'm up there, man. That's why I'm up there.
So a red zone. Yes. So this is what I'm seeing. Red zone is the highest potential, and that's zone 1. Okay.
Yeah.
So zone 2 is the next highest, which is orange, and then you have a yellow zone, low potential. So here in the state of Washington, very interesting.
You're not very far from Canada, you know.
Yeah.
Right?
As we get closer to the Canadian border, it gets redder.
It does.
Interesting.
It does.
Interesting. Yeah. So there's more radon up in Canada than there is. In the
Canada's the 3rd highest country in the world for uranium deposits.
What are number 1 and 2? No idea.
Europe, I think Sweden,
no big deal.
Maybe. Yeah,
no big deal.
Yeah. I'm not marketing there.
Oh, but interesting. Yeah. So 2 hours from us, up in Spokane County, Stevens County, these things are red. These things are red, dude. We're launching, but also in the Southwest, Vancouver. Dude.
Vancouver. Yeah, there's lots in BC, man.
Yeah. No. Other Vancouver. We have a Vancouver, Washington. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. But I get it. So interesting. Yeah. Add those locations to the list, Levi.
So how hard is it for a trade shop if they wanted to add this vertical? Like, what does somebody need to do in order to do it? Like, do you have to have trained technicians? Do they just have to be good at sales?
Yeah, trained technicians, right? You need a certified trained technician. My opinion in a contractor, if you're adding it as a vertical, you want a radon champion. You want someone who's going to really take it and champion it because you're going to get into those tricky ones. Mm-hmm. So that you need that guy. Yep. Having someone in your corner as well, like coaches like Next Level Pros.
Let's go.
Like Jeff Mickey LeBlanc, right? We can help with that stuff, right? It's not simple, but it's not that complicated. So there's a pathway to follow.
You coach more on the process and the product, or are you also coaching on marketing and sales, or just process and product?
Mostly process and product. I have the ideas on the marketing and sales based on what I've learned over the last 9 years. Mm-hmm. But I'm not competing with you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I'm here for a reason to learn.
There we go. So you're the president of the association. How many members do you have in your association up there?
So we're about 300 members in Canada. So multiply that by 10.
And would you say the average member, is it a one-man band doing a truck? Is it, how many of them are teams multiple of one or more than one?
More than one.
Yeah.
I don't have all the stats, but most of them are that one guy.
That's
right?
sole proprietor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he's a technician first, right? Yep. And he may have been a plumber or an HVAC guy and heard about it and got in. Sometimes they still have their plumbing tools in the van because when radon's not busy, because they're not marketers, right? They're not out there driving that business. And they tend to rely on the marketing that's done by the lung associations and the people that are not trying to sell it, or just trying to educate, and then they get the calls.
And what percentage do you think they're getting from subcontracted work through builders and that type of thing? Not a lot? Zero.
Almost zero in builders. Builders has been a hard. Well, if you're not a marketing person and a salesperson, it's hard to talk to a builder. They don't want to talk to you, and all you're gonna do is increase their costs, and they certainly don't want to hear that.
What about referrals from real estate transactions? Is that a lot of the business?
That's where I think a lot of it is coming in the States for sure. Mm-hmm. Now at home, I have a builder that I put a radon system in every house he builds, over and above, fan and everything above code. We've done it for 4 or 5 years, but I'm also a marketer guy that goes out and goes after that. So there's a few of those guys out there that's happening, but really the majority of the radon guys out there are they're waiting for the phone to ring instead of making it ring so much. Right?
I mean, this sounds like an opportunity. This sounds like an exciting opportunity. One of the few that I like can get revved up. Might have been one of my most. I don't see too many opportunities out there where I'm like, yo,
yeah,
that's my alley. And this one, make it 700 locations, Levi.
And that revs me up, man. I love talking about it. I've been talking about radon for 9 years.
Yeah.
Right? Where I go, I'm teaching someone about radon. But to be able to get into a network like your network and have you say those words, I get goosebumps, man. I literally do.
Good. Let's go.
We're gonna reduce lung cancer.
Oh, dude, you do 15, I'll do 14 of it. Let's go.
I'm okay. I just want you under my wing. That's
it. I love it. I love it, man. This is exciting stuff. I think there's a huge opportunity for any contractor out there to look at adding this on. I think Jeff's a great resource. What's the best way to get a hold of you if someone's like, hey, I need to learn more about radon. I need to understand how to put this in my arsenal. How are they reaching out to you?
Email's the best way.
Okay.
So Jeff, Jeff. I spell my name that way. The right
Jeff, normal.
Right?
Okay,
normal.
perfect.
Okay. At radon, and I have to spell radon because it gets spelled a whole bunch of different ways. It's easy. RADON.
Simple.
Repair. REPAIR. .ca. Now I'm Canadian. Remember, there's no com there.
.ca at radonrepair.ca.
Don't forget about putting it in your house. All right, let's get it.
Jeff at radonrepair.ca.
Awesome. Jeff, well, it has been a pleasure to learn about this.
Appreciate it.
Again, Trent is a pretty good salesman, and he did a mediocre job. Tell me about this. So, sitting down with you is just getting me fired up.
Perfect, man. I love it. You've got me fired up all week, so I appreciate having the opportunity to reciprocate.
All right, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jeff.